Greetings, YouTube. It's been a few hours since I graded and critiqued the December daily calendars, monthly calendars. I don't know what we call them these days. And I viewed very much the top two, but especially the most expensive, the 6-star signature daily card, as one of the shadiest and mismarketed things I've ever seen. How they can call this a 6-star signature daily card is preposterous because there's almost nothing about it that has 6-star signatures in it. Most of the value comes from either the 6-star shards, which aren't even half of a 6-star crystal, or the 5-star plus 100 Sigstone gem, I guess. And while I think that's a really cool item, if that's the featured item, it should be called the 5-star signature daily card and not a 6-star. As the right 5-star signature daily card is okay, but probably should have a generic Awakening Gem in it. And for the people who are like, Prof, it's too greedy to expect Kabam to have a generic 5-star Awakening Gem for $50, tell that to this month's side quest. And I say that in the best possible, most thankful tone. So, I heard from some of you, though, since I put that video out. And you know what you said, Prof? You missed the boat. You underestimated how shady this deal truly was. And of course, my thought was, huh? Tim Allen style, we must go to the signature daily card message. Because first off, if you don't see the 6-star signature daily card, you're not Cavalier. You either have to be a Cavalier or a Throne Breaker to see it. So if you're uncollected and you're wondering why you don't see it, I guess there's your answer. But check this out. When you go over this, you actually... did they change it? Somebody had sent over a message, and I thought it was this. Anyhow, saying that you could max sig a 5-star. And it was almost as if Kabam had never played the game, which I know sometimes is a theory of some subscribers because they make rules or they talk about things with champions that just aren't in the game. It's almost like they're reading from a manual that is incorrect. But regardless, we know that a 5-star, of course, has not 100 SIGs, but essentially like 199 SIGs, since, let's say, you use an Awakening Gem, that takes them to SIG 1. But I have heard from some of you who said, Prof, you really need to point this out in a video, that this item, which seems so great, actually can totally backfire and be terrible. Because here is what's happened to so many of you who've reached out to me. You said, I got a lot of Sig Stones on Cyber Weekend. So, for example, let's go to my roster. I threw all the 5-star Sig Stones I got into Black Widow Deadly Origin, which took her to SIG 146. So let's say today I would love to buy a deal that would take her from SIG 146 to max SIG, which is SIG 200, not 100. Well, turns out that would be a terrible decision because if I use the plus 100, yeah, she'd get 54 SIGs, but presumably, unless somehow they have coded this to have the other SIGs pop up in your inventory as like plus ones, you're just sacrificing like half of the value of the item if they're above SIG 100. And so many of you, that's exactly what's happened. You have like a SIG 140 Captain America Infinity War or a SIG 130 Omega Red. And so it would have made a lot more sense for this item to either be really what should have happened, it should be a plus 200 signature stone, and then the generic 5-star gem should have been in this. It should have been a 5-star generic and a plus 200, and of course, even then, it should not have been called the 6-star daily card. It should have been called like a super 5-star signature daily card, because it still makes zero sense that this is promoted as a 6-star. Which, by the way, when you look and you see the Science signature stone, that thing is not guaranteed at all in this. You could open 30 of the 6-star signature stone class crystals and not get a single one. So if you see this and you're like, oh my gosh, a 6-star signature daily card. I just got Captain America Infinity War duped. He's at Sig 20. I would love to throw 6 stones into him. Well, you can buy this. You can spend $70, which is a lot of money, and not get yourself a single 6-star signature stone of the science class. That's how crazy risky this deal is and how terrible the actual guaranteed value is. So why were people told in some messages, including I think it might have been the message that you get sometimes from the game if you get a notification like, log in now to max sig your 5-star. Well, that's with the assumption that they're, I guess, at Sig 100, which is a pretty big assumption to make. But for so many of you, since your 5-star is past Sig 100, you wouldn't buy this because it literally would be wasting a good percentage of the value of the item. So Kabam really shot themselves in the foot with these offers. And I'm somebody who would be happy to spend more money on the game, given that I feel like, for me at least, Cyber Weekend was a success. But I feel like it would be lighting money on fire at this point because I can't get the guaranteed value that I need from this, especially when they call it a 6-star signature daily card. What are your thoughts on the shadiness of this? Thank you to everybody who reached out and told me that I actually missed the boat in terms of the full picture of the shadiness. That's how you know. December, even with a month where there's so many anniversary celebrations and free gifts, starting out with a bang and not the kind you want.